Hey guys, welcome to the All Around Joe podcast, where we optimize your human performance from my personal experience as an athlete, coach, and all-around self-improvement junkie. On this edition of the All Around Joe podcast, I'm going to be talking about the ups and downs of fitness, your environment, the weather, the time of year, all that kind of stuff, so that you can optimize your game plan and conquer even the downs and then celebrate the ups. All right, here we go. All right, as you can see, I'm in one of my favorite places, is Lake Chelan, Washington. Just an amazing, beautiful environment. Nice sunny day here. We actually came over here to kind of get out of the gloom that is the Seattle area this time of year. This is November 2021 when we are filming this, so it's a very fitting to talk about the ups and downs that come along with your training, with your life this time of year. As I coach people in the Get Better Project, my online at-home training program, it is very common to have people dealing with not being motivated, with not wanting to do the workouts, with doing less workouts than they would usually be doing, just not feeling that vigor for life that they would usually have. And it doesn't help that the COVID thing has been going on for quite a while now, and I think that that is also contributing to people feeling this way. In fact, I would tell you that I have even been feeling, in some senses, that way as well. And I think that for me, it kind of contributes to the last couple of years living in this guy and being able to just drive to nicer weather in this time of year is a huge benefit. So imagine that, it's been raining too much in Seattle and you start feeling a little bit down. You just go and drive to, Sedona or Phoenix or something like that and get the nice 70, 80 degree weather. And it kind of reinvigorates you for what you're trying to do outside of what the environment is providing you, right? So it can be really hard if you've noticed that you're feeling down to take a look and see what might be contributing to that in the environment. Have you not had enough sun exposure? As you can see, I have not, because I'm so pasty white right now. But that can be a huge contributor to the environment, can be a huge contributor to the ups and downs that you are having around the goals that you're trying to accomplish. And that could be simple things like, feeling motivated for the work that you're doing and excited to get up and get doing that throughout the day, feeling happy and excited to be around and talk to other people, including your family and your friends, and doing things that are hard, like exercise and the health routine, eating properly for what you should be doing and the goals that you have for your life. So to get into some of the things that you can do is, number one, I highly recommend, and I've talked about this before, is doing the daily journaling thing, just so that you can keep track of how you're feeling, even if it's not feeling good. Writing down like, wow, I'm not feeling too great when I woke up for the third day in a row. Maybe I should consider some of these environmental things or thought processes that I'm having in order to change that towards feeling better. And it can be literally as simple as identifying that first, but you need to be the person to identify it so that you can go down that road of playing scientist and figuring out what might be the factors that are going into you not feeling so great. It could be, like I said, as simple as getting into the sun and getting out of the gloomy, lack of vitamin D environment that you are in. Hopefully you have the ability to do that. Even in a place like Seattle where it's incredibly gloomy, we might have one day a week that is super nice out, or at least like the sun comes out. And when that happens, you need to get out in it as much as possible, get as much skin exposure as possible. Even if it's cold, work outside and be in that sunny environment to kind of try and recharge your batteries as much as you possibly can. If you have the ability to do it and you can work remotely and whatnot, plan and schedule a trip to go someplace to the sun and see if that makes you feel better. It could be just a change of environment this time of year too, is that not even just the weather, but I got into a different environment. And if that's the case, you could go and try and work at a coffee shop, or, go into the office, or just switch up the environment. Try one of these, working, what do they call them? Like the WeWork places or whatnot. You can go in and pay a monthly membership to be in a different environment. Sometimes that can just shake it up for you to give it a try. But knowing that and being able to identify with that journaling is a very good thing to do. Another thing that I wanted to note is that it seems like when people get depressed or stressed and down on themselves, they have this kind of cycle thing that goes on. And again, you need to identify that. I get to identify it for people as coaching them in the Get Better Project and being like, hey, I see this happening. And a lot of times they don't even see that it happens. So you get stressed. Let's say that work comes crazy at you, or you have some, environmental things that are going on that make you feel kind of down or depressed or stressed or whatnot. Then because of that, you reach for the candy, and that makes you feel better for a little bit of time. And because of that, you don't really feel like working out because you're tired from all this stress and whatnot. So you don't work out. So now you're, stressed from work, then you're causing more stress to your body for eating, and then you're not doing the positive stress in the working out. So you have this circle of things, and then you need to realize that stress is actually combated or made better by eating healthy, by working out. Then the stress feels better. So you have these options of like, all right, I'm stressed, I'm going to go to these things that make me feel better immediately, or these things that make me feel better immediately, but I feel like I don't want to do them because I'm stressed. But you have to overcome, or like I've been telling people, you got to run through that barrier, that wall, towards the things that are going to be better for you, like the workouts, like the positive eating, like the positive environmental change. You got to jump into that direction to make you get out or through that barrier or whatever it feels like for you. So I would highly recommend that it all starts from identifying and then making the change and the jump towards that different thing that is going to put you into combating these downs that we're talking about to get you back to the ups. Now, it's not going to completely eliminate the stress or, change the environment if you can't get out of it for you, but there's little things that you're working towards to get to more of those ups. And identify, because then you re-identify, all right, that workout, I did a workout yesterday, I woke up, it felt a little better today. I ate really well yesterday. All right, I felt pretty good. I made sure I got all my protein and my water in. Oh, that felt pretty good. So all these other things require that you're tracking. I always tell people, you're not going to improve anything unless you're tracking it, because then you don't know if you've improved anything. You have to be keeping this scorecard, and it's not competitive, it's just keeping a scorecard so that you know what you are doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing, then what are you doing, right? If I don't know, if I go to the gym and I don't keep track of anything, then I don't know if I'm getting better. I can keep track of how I look in the mirror. That's one thing of tracking. But if I don't look in the mirror, then I don't know, right? If I don't get my blood work done, then I don't know if I'm moving in either direction for any of my blood markers. I just don't know. If I don't do the journaling and keep track of like my moods and how I'm feeling, then I just don't know. I can, think, oh man, I think I'm feeling bad right now, or I think I was feeling bad last Tuesday, but I don't know. I'm not keeping track of it. So you want to keep score for all of these things, for your food, for your water. Water is a big one. I actually had this brought up by somebody today in a check-in. I have kept track of how much water I've been drinking every single day for probably like 10 years. I use the Waterlogged app, but you can use any app that you have. Some of your watches will even keep track of it for you. I was using a Garmin watch a while back, a couple of years ago now, I think, that had a really nice water tracking feature right on it, and it synced up with the app and everything. Unfortunately, my Garmin now does not do that, but using any kind of app that you have in order to keep track is vital. And the truth is that if you think about it, what do you die from the quickest in this world, right? Air. If you stop breathing, that will kill you the quickest. Next up, water consumption, then starvation, then sleep. I'm not sure if it might be water, then sleep. I'm not sure, somewhere in there. But my point is that water is right up there, right next to not having enough oxygen, that will kill you. So doesn't it seem pretty important that you are tracking how much water you're drinking? And you'll even notice, like if you drink, let's say 50 ounces of water a day, but you need 100, you will completely notice that you just feel like you're not recovered, you feel achy, your brain doesn't work as well, you don't feel as energized mentally and physically, you're not as happy. Like, they've linked all of these things to lack of water consumption. So if you do not know how much you're getting in your water consumption, do it. That could be the single thing that is giving you a down that you could just prop back up so easily. Now, don't make any excuses about like, oh, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom more often. Who cares? Like, make that part of your normal routine. I live in a freaking van. How hard do you think it is for me to find places to go to the bathroom? I just go to the bathroom over there. And once you get used to it, or, you get, if you're a female, get one of the she pee things and you stand up peeing, you can do that. You can find all of these things to overcome it, and then it becomes not a big deal. So don't make things bigger deal in your mind than they are in reality, and check yourself off when you find yourself doing that. So we've got things like changing environment, journaling, making sure that you bust through those walls towards the things that you know that are going to make you feel better, even though you don't feel like doing them. And I say bust through the wall because it might hurt a little bit mentally for you to get through those walls. And make sure that you are keeping track of what you're doing, right? Keeping track of the water, keeping track of the exercise, keeping track of the journaling, all of these things. Think about how many things you can keep track of in your scorecard that are really big, important things for you, and then make sure that you're doing them on a regular basis. Once you get good at the tracking, it doesn't take hardly any time for you. So try to get rid of the idea that your mind is telling you that all of these things are going to take so much time and you cannot get them done. You can. The people that are high top achievers do this, so easily, which means that you can do it as well, and you should be striving to be one of those high achievers. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, hit me up. Happy to answer those questions for you. If you like this, we love getting reviews, we love getting thumbs up, we love getting subscribers. So consider doing that. If you're enjoying our content, it always motivates me to continue producing things that are working for me and my athletes, and things that I'm studying I can help you with. If you give positive feedback and reinforcement through those particular channels that you are watching or listening to this on, because without that, it's just kind of like me talking to nobody. So if you are listening, if you appreciate this, I would love to hear about it. And I would love even more if you shared it with people, because I need to get a big breakthrough on this one. All right, guys, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next podcast.